And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to SMSU Valorant Team Gold. Today we're going to be taking on the Minnesota State University Mavericks from Mankato. I'm here, Afro, here with my boy and partner in crime, Crom McGraw. How you doing?
I am doing great, Afro. I'm a captain of the Rocket League team. We won our first match on Monday, and now we're here for some Valorant, and I am really excited to see how SMSU does tonight.
Yeah.
Coming off an incredibly dominant win last week up against Southern State Community College. They 2-0 sweeped them and only dropped a single round. Played 27 rounds in 2 games of Valorant.
Yeah, they did an amazing job doing what they had to do for the to crawl out of what was essentially a really good game. They completely dominated SSCC last week, which was very interesting to watch. It was a 13-0 followed by a 13-1.
Yeah,
so
we actually got to see Piece of Bread on the Reyna get a 6K on Haven.
Yeah.
Not something you see often, especially not in competitive and organized Valorant. So getting into the game here, we are on Icebox this week. Last week they took on SSCC on Ascent and then Haven.
Yeah.
See an SMSU on Icebox, a fair amount.
Yeah, they've definitely had this map locked down. This is one of their maps that they tend to practice on the most and actually maybe focus on being one of their primary maps. And it's for sure because of, I mean, look at all the high angles you have, especially with this team comp coming in. You have Jet, which is going to be great for this. Sova, who's automatically really strong on this map. You have Viper with the walls. This is essentially, these two teams are very similar, but I'm sure the play styles are going to be very different.
First round starting up here on Icebox. Colpan getting an easy Sheriff kill right off the bat. Playing that Jet. You know, buying the Sheriff first round is a little risky, but when you're playing that Jet, you're doing that because you want to be able to take that Sheriff, manage to win the first round on that pistol, carry it into the second, win the second, and then buy op. It's a saving strategy, so even though you can only buy the Sheriff on that round, if it works out, it works out.
Yeah, it looks like SMSU is being a little more hesitant to kind of go into A after that big headshot by Colpan. They're still sticking around, though. The Recon Bolt does get shot out, and it looks like they're probably going to go for this push. Yeah, it looks like they're going in deep.
The Recon Dart, as you get some good info, has some idea what is going on with Mankato. He's going to be pushing on, and there are 3 members of Mankato against the 4 of SMSU, but SMSU actually deciding to back off here.
Here comes the
Viper for Mankato is in that lurk position. Does get picked up, though, by the Beast mod.
Yeah, and they're going to be trying to cut up through mid.
And SMSU is going to get spotted out by Mankato, so they do know they're going there. And now SMSU, the Viper wall for Mankato is down at B, whereas SMSU committed theirs to A.
Yeah. And they're definitely going for the wall, but
Colpan.
Wow, he's quick with that. He is hitting these.
Oh, my. And Sage for Mankato picks up Sova for SMSU, trying to plant that bomb. And now Reyna, Piece of Bread, last alive, but the most dangerous for SMSU.
Yeah.
Does get picked up, though, by Malfi there. Malfi getting a nice 3K, picks up that Sheriff from his Jet. Now Mankato having a good start to this game.
Yeah, this was definitely a good round on the side of Mankato. They did what they had to do for the most part, and of course, as we saw, that Jet definitely put a dent in SMSU.
Mankato trying to figure out who's going to take the Sheriff. It will be Jet taking it. Sova actually for Mankato deciding he's going to have the Bulldog here. Quite an aggressive buy early on, but that early rifle, you can see in that tab menu, he has 0 money. Nothing at all, but
down bad.
SMSU will be full saving here. They have a little bit of util at their disposal. But the Owl drone from Wookie gets taken out there early on, so SMSU will not get as much of that info. Beast Break gets picked up by Unleashed, and Colpan picking up Beast Mod. Captain Milk trading back, and so does Unleashed.
Yeah, leaving Wookie by
now
himself.
Colpan gonna look for that last SMSU member, but gets picked up by Wookie. But Wookie, pretty hard to take down a Bulldog.
Yeah.
When you're faced with 3 members of Mankato, and all you have is a classic.
Yeah, again, you saw a lot of team play there by Mankato. Colpan definitely, again, out here with that Sheriff, definitely saving up for the possible op in the near future, if not soon. And the setup for them is just doing pretty well. They're stacking on A, but you can see SMSU's being a little more hesitant to maybe go for A after we saw them kind of come up and fail those pushes.
You're going to throw down that Viper wall early on B. Make sure he's denying all that information from SMSU. Has a nice one-way here that he's playing. Deterring all of that early SMSU pressure. SMSU, ooh, Colepan picks up Wookie. Still has that Sheriff, actually.
Yeah, that Sheriff
that's
is deadly.
So dangerous for SMSU to keep letting that Mankato Colepan on his jet just keep getting that money, keep building up that economy, and once he can get that up, this defense is very dangerous. SMSU will dedicate their Viper wall to B, and it's going to be an SMSU push. 4 of them on site now against the Soul Jaeger.
There goes the Viper getting taken out by the piece of bread. They will be putting the plant down to the Beast Mod as they come charging in.
Piece of bread finds a second, or actually the first of the round.
Popping shots, doing what he has to do. Captain Milk, you can see a little bit farther away.
Really has a barely sliver of health. Piece of bread gonna defend this bomb plant well.
Ooh.
Gets a second. The L-drone does come up, but he picks up.
Don't tell me he's about to start already with the ace.
Doesn't quite find his ace through that phantom spray, but piece of bread. Incredibly dominant for SMSU. Once again, is gonna be something to be reckoned with.
Yeah, definitely. As we saw from SSCC, he is a menace once he gets going. We saw that 6K from before the 4K multiple times. He's done some big plays for his team, and that's definitely going to leave a mark on MNSU. Let's see if they can come back around here. It is still a pretty close game. Econ-wise, they're not entirely even, but
I thought that Colepan bought the up. I can't tell if he sold it back and he's just playing with his ult now. I think he might just really be going for some early aggression and some economic dominance here.
yeah, I don't.
Doesn't see. Almost picks up Wookie.
Oh yeah, but there is Woken taking out Colepan, who could have definitely done some big damage on the side of SMSU, but they are able to take him out. And looks like they're going to definitely back off here.
SMSU 4v4 right now. Damage on SMSU's Viper and damage on the Sova. Both, or actually SMSU does have the Sage, so she will heal up the Beast Mod on that Viper. Kato trying to get some information. They have a Viper v Viper fight here in mid.
Ooh, they both spotted each other.
And now Viper, Beast Mod, separated from SMSU. Unleashed picks up piece of bread.
But the Beast Mod doing some damage in mid, it looks like. Going to try and cut off any chance of escape for
Good lurk here.
MNSU.
And now, Mankato kind of pinched here, but SMSU is going to do the smart play here, and they're just going to completely back off.
Yeah, they definitely had that spot set up on A. It's a
And
smart
if you
move
notice
getting
here,
out of there.
SMSU actually hadn't dedicated any of their Viper util there onto A. So Viper now has the wall, and she has her ult down here on B.
Yeah.
SMSU is going to get the plant down.
Perhaps
Have
that's
that
what they were
Viper's
waiting
pit to
for.
play in, and Viper's ult is so incredibly dominant. It is so incredibly hard to play through in a post-plant situation.
Yeah.
It really obscures your vision, and the second you enter it, you take 50 DK damage, so you don't even really have to look for headshots if you're SMSU.
Yeah, it's just a matter of just playing the game, playing the
Yeah.
clock.
We can see that, you know, Unleashed, he's just trying to spray in there. He doesn't, and he picks up Beast Mod, which is going to get the ult to fall, and now a 1v2 situation. Woken. Let's try and play this.
But she
Does pick up Unleashed, but
is she going to be able to
Captain
take him out? Oh, no.
and
Shoulder.
Woken doesn't quite have, she's pre-aiming for that bomb spot.
Yeah.
But Captain Milk actually in an off angle and just barely manages to get that defused out.
Yeah, no, that was a good showing there by SMSU, able to adapt to that and go toward B, hit that ult, and it just fell apart after that. You saw he was just shooting through smoke, and it got the Viper. Viper ult went down, and then it just completely crumbled, unable to secure that victory. And SMSU's now down 2 games here, and looking like they still have a chance, though. You're looking at some of the econ. Wookie is going to be a little staggered with everyone else buying full armor, rifles, and on the side of MNSU, Sova's still using the Bulldog, and so is Viper. So it'll be interesting.
That Bulldog really, I think, is a very underrated buy in Valorant. You know, as far as rifles go, like the Vandal and the Phantom are better than it, but the Bulldog, if you aim in and you get 1 headshot and 2 body shots.
Yeah.
Or
It can do a lot of damage.
I think it's 1 headshot and 1 body shot. It's an instant kill, and it's really, really accurate. And even the hip fire of it is really, really effective too. So, you know, it's not as good as those other rifles, but it is really, really good.
Yeah,
and while I'm talking here,
Beast Mod taking out Malfi as well.
Playing a really tight angle there on top of box. Doesn't manage to find any.
Awoken now taking out Unleash, and they're going to start pushing onto site here. Viper are going to be a little late to the party, but
Captain Milk gets a big 2K there.
Wow.
And now Bomb is down. Does have the raise ult, doesn't find anything with it. Piece of red, gonna be trying to find him. Does pick up the Captain Milk, and now a 2v1 situation. They do have Bomb.
Oh.
They do spot out that Viper, so they know exactly where she is, and she has the Bulldog up against this Phantom and this Vandal. Picks up the Vandal, but only has 11 health to work with.
Yep.
Piece of bread picks him up.
Clean it up.
And SMSU getting back in this game now, 3-2. Only down 1 round.
Yeah, that was going to be a very intense. You saw it was a very intense round there by both teams. The Sova Unleashed was doing really well, holding it down as best as he could, but in the end, it still just was not enough, as they seem to still be going back into it.
There.
As we take a look here as the round's starting to begin, gonna go probably for that A again with Reyna possibly being on.
Look at that. Look at that econ. And Kato forced onto a full save here. 4 sheriffs and 1 classic. Don't have a lot of util to work with. Sage has some slow orbs. Viper, of course, has her wall and her poison cloud. Try and observe that. Not observe. Obscure that vision.
Yeah. Make sure they don't see, essentially, doing their job.
SMSU gets some good info. Gonna have the Sova all coming out. Ooh, Coldpan. Just sidestepping those 3 shots from SMSU Sova, but now SMSU has 5 members fully on A site. They find one of Mankato, and now Mankato on this full save.
Yeah, they're in dire straits right now, but it does seem that Captain Milk's doing some jobs right now.
One.
In this 5v, I mean, we shouldn't even say 5v4. It's now a 4v3 situation. Looks like it's pretty even right now on this retake. It really just comes down to overall
Jackson
gunplay.
getting that nice little pickup with the Guardian. 3v2 now. Gets picked up by Captain Milk, though. Wookie trades out for Coldpan, and now Captain Milk really low. Only has 29 health. Has a Sheriff against the rifles.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a disadvantageous spot.
Does have a Phantom, but had to reload there, I guess.
I guess he wasn't super confident in his ability to get the gunfight, but also he could have possibly not known about them moving like that. But at the end of the day, it is going to be SMSU's round. Now up 3-3 now with the tie. You see Coldpan, I believe, has the op. Yes, he does. And he's definitely going to be watching the mid push.
Yeah, seeing a lot of pings coming out from Mankato into that mid and that A side. Suspecting SMSU is going to be playing there. Coldpan will have the op here to hold down mid. See if he can't use it to his effect. Going to get actually really aggressive with it. Not just going to hold.
Yeah, that's a very interesting
but
angle.
SMSU not actually pushing anyone into that mid area. Not committing anyone.
Yeah, I think they made the smart play, trying not to go through mid. They decided it's probably best not to, with Jet on here, and he's done so well.
Look at that Viper wall from Mankato onto that B side. Really just forcing SMSU to have to push through that if they want to get some early info. Push through it, get that decay damage, and probably push into a peak.
Ooh, but Jackson catches Coldpan off guard, and you can even see on the map that the bomb wasn't even with them the whole time. They've just had it in B main, waiting for the event that they had to rotate off.
While that happens, Malfi actually takes out SMSU's Awoken.
You will not kill my ally.
But they do get the res on him, so she will be back to fight. But Malfi also getting a res, putting this at a 5v4.
SMSU didn't get the res. They
Sage got the res on Jackson got the res on Awoken to get her back in the game, and then Malfi res Coldpan. So it was a double res. And now the Viper ult is out, obscuring the vision of Sage and Sova. They're in a very disadvantageous spot now.
2v5 situation, very dangerous for SMSU. Coldpan actually picks up Wookie, and then Malfi picks up Jackson.
Yeah, and that was essentially a pseudo flawless, I would say, bringing back the Jet from the dead so they can keep the op. So now they have op, they have a really good econ. So this is going to be a very bad spot for SMSU. I'm not sure
look
what
at
they're going to be
Coldpan
doing.
here. He's just moving all around with that knife. Very confident in his movement. You know, feels really happy with Mankato managing to pick up that round. You know, it looked really promising from SMSU right away. When you have the Vandal take out the op, that's really, really strong to open up the round. But, you know, Mankato plays really well on the other parts of the map, and Colpan going to get aggressive once again with the op here.
Yeah, he's going up.
Oh,
really
SMSU though with a 4 mid push. Mankato looks like they actually might be reading it. Might have gotten some sound cues.
And yeah, he's deep in mid, but Unleashed with a 3K before the trade there, and they just demolish SMSU.
And actually
here.
what happened in that round, we didn't catch it early on, but SMSU was on a save round, so that's why they 4-man push there. You know, they were trying to play with their classics. They were trying to play off of each other. Because when you have lower guns like that, you know, you're really just trying to get do some damage to the economy. You know, if you get the round, that's amazing, but that often isn't what happens. You know, you're outgunned, you're out-resourced, and you really have to be able to, you know, get some blood from a stone in a sense.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those games where you just want to force it, and that's what they did. They just ran up mid, did what they had to do. It didn't come out the best of plans, but they do have rifles this time, so definitely expecting more of a fight coming from SMSU. You can see Colpan is just stalking a main like a hawk. They definitely heard. They must have had to hear that.
Aldrone will be coming out here from SMSU. Looking for some info. I don't think they spot Colpan there.
They saw the smoke. Maybe they assumed he might have went for a cross.
Oh, but Beastmon does pick up one in the lurk mid, and as the bomb is on the complete other side of the map from SMSU, and SMSU will start to rotate off 2 other players, 3 other players now. It is a 4v4 situation, but Mankato, do they read this early on? SMSU will have Jackson retaining there in the A side to try and get some picks, see if he can't pick up anybody that's pushing. SMSU will actually go for the alt orb there, which will give an audio cue to Mankato, and they know they're there.
But the ult coming in from Sova stops the
Beastmon just as he's about to get the plant down. They get some more info onto Wookiee there, get some damage on him, and now it's a 2v2 situation.
Wookiee going for plant here.
SMSU will get bomb down.
But he's unable to get the shot off. It's now down to a Woken and Unleash here. Now he, well, I should say Colpan, not Unleash, but it will be Colpan picking up that kill on Awoken. Unfortunately, not able to put away this Jet who has been doing the do lately. Just working out the possible reads and everything. He's just kind of been there. Like, you saw him on A site stalking with Op, managed to get all the way back to B, pick up a rifle, and get the kill for his team. This has just been a really strong showing by Mankato, and if I was SMSU, I'd really think about what we should do for this next map. How are we going to be able to, when we do the pick bans, what map is going to be best for us? Because right now, Icebox is Mankato's element right now.
Yeah, you know, SMSU is only down 3 rounds right now. You know, Colpan, Mankato looking really dominant right now, but you know, Valorant is a game of momentum.
Yeah.
So there could just be that one big play that fires SMSU up and gets that adrenaline going, and then they could just start outgunning Mankato. You know, you never know.
Would not be the first time we've seen it before. It has happened.
Absolutely wouldn't. I think SMSU right now, what they need to do is they need to play for a little bit more information. Mankato's doing a really good job of not getting picked out by that Aladrone from Wookiee, and not letting that recon arrow get a whole lot of info. SMSU going to be going for another rotate here, kind of half rotating.
But you see Sova just waiting in mid, but they're
a piece of bread.
Yeah, they
turns on him is expecting that at this point.
Yeah, caught him off guard. He was caught lacking. No way he was getting out of that one. And it looks like they're going to go for that A push.
SMSU does have they have a 2-man advantage right now. Yeah. So objectively, they should win this round as long as they don't give 1v1s out and don't trade out. Oh, as I say that though, Colpan Wookiee peeks right, wasn't actually even looking at him, wasn't peeking him. Captain Milk gets a 2K as well. And now it's a man down situation for SMSU.
Yeah, that Colpan op shot was what really deterred them there. And now Malfi catching the beast mod out towards their
Jackson
spawn.
So alone on the side, does hear the reload from Captain Milk, so he will know he's there. Colpan doesn't even have his op out right now, just has his sheriff. Jackson trying to find something, but he can't peek that.
Goes for the wall. Oh, and the
Jackson
Guardian
does just have the Guardian, so you can't spray him down.
I think if he had that it would have been his gunfight. But yeah, SMSU does not take this one. They will be unable to secure this round. It's now 7-3 with this round and next round before half.
I really like the idea from the Beast mod there to keep on B and try and lurk there and try and pick something up. But that 2K that came out from Captain Milk just really shut down the value that was going to be found there by the Beast mod, because then Mankato has man advantage on A.
Yeah.
And it's really hard for them to
Toxins going up.
Yeah, and we even looked
sorry
at
about that.
we were just looking here at just the overall, like, with Colepan in general. As soon as he hit that op shot on Sova, it just fell apart for them again. And Captain Milk with that 2K did not help them at all.
SMSU did find a man advantage early on. Colepan though picks up
Welcome to my world.
one of the SMSU players here.
And as they begin to kind of creep it, we've reached a semi-stalemate over who's going to push who here. They will catch him with, but Captain Milk with the ult, taking out the Beastman before he can run away. And they take out Jackson in yellow. Yeah, this was
And
just
look
an
at that,
absolute murder.
Mankato just runs them down after taking out the Beast mod, completely just neutralizing that powerful Viper ult that we were talking about earlier. And now up 5 rounds on SMSU.
Yeah, and that was a pretty big play there by MNSU, able to lock it down as best as they can, doing what they have to do to the best of their ability.
We will be last round in the half here. Full buys will be coming out from both teams. Unleashed actually has the op this time around, and will, because it's the last round of the half, you'll see him here. He'll drop a Phantom there for himself, so that if he gets pushed here and he gets put into a close range situation, he's just gonna drop the op to get that Phantom and have a lot more fight. You actually see Beastmon getting a good poison cloud there to try and push off that op angle.
Oh my!
But
it didn't matter.
Unleashed
Wow.
finds the op kill anyways through the smoke. SMSU.
And now Colepan has knives as well. Jackson does get the res on Beast Mod, but again, Colepan with a knife, such a dangerous threat.
Piece of Bread does trade back and get 1 kill, but SMSU still a man down. Piece of Bread does have his ult. Oh, and you see Unleashed just has that crispness with the op.
Ooh, no.
And he finds the headshot on Beast Mod, absolutely taking him out.
No.
Finds a 3rd on Jackson.
Oh, watch
finds
out.
a 4th on Piece of
Wow.
Bread, and Unleashed coming up with a 4K for the last round of the half on defense.
Golly.
We thought Colepan was deadly with that op.
Watch out, because Unleashed was just unleashing right there. And that's what a way to end that half, too. Going with a 4K op. I think most of those were headshots, too, mind you.
You don't need the headshots with the op, you know. It's just there for flair and extra adrenaline, extra momentum.
And you can even see that SMSU has started to, looking like they're about to try this B push, or maybe a B mid split. And this is definitely going to be SMSU's opportunity to maybe come back here. It's if they can get 6 rounds, that's going to help them out greatly. But it all comes down to a matter of that gunplay. We saw there, MNSU with their gunfights, they have been winning them every single time. Maybe due to a misclick on our end, or you know, they just know what to do at the right moment. They're able to adapt to it.
Yeah, I really think what it is for SMSU a little bit is they're not reading Mankato as well as they were reading SSC last week, you know. And when you have a good read on where your enemy is going to be, you know, you can place that crosshair in the right place, and all you have to do is peek around the corner and, you know, just click.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to figure out where they're going to be, if they're playing these off angles, if they're playing in these positions that you don't expect them to be in, you have to be able to flick on their head and kill them. And, you know, if they're just playing in these off angles and they've already got their crosshair where you're just walking into it, it's really hard to come back from that. Oh, and Piece of Bread getting picked up in kitchen.
You could even see when he was watching that, Colepan was up on that window of kitchen. He broke the wall and then walked away, giving Colepan an opportunity to come in and shoot him from behind. And we even missed the 2K there by Unleash, shooting through the Viper wall and managing to get 2 kills off of that. These guys just have their crosshair placement right where it needs to be, and I think SMSU was not able to expect this kind of level of gunplay from this team. And right now, they're looking real dire in this 10-3 situation. I would say if you take this loss, come back in the next game, pick the map that is strongest for you, and try and make something out of it so you guys can get back into this game, because it is looking bad right now.
Absolutely. SMSU actually not even forcing on this second round, you know, probably something they need to do given that they're, you know, they're 3 round losses away from losing.
Yeah. There's still
really
some
putting
fight left.
all of that hope onto this third round in the half after this, you know, really having to win on a full buy, which isn't a bad idea, but
Yeah. and
Man, when you got Captain Milk and Unleashed just coming
Yeah.
at you like that.
Making moves. It's just this is the game right now. The story of this game is you're watching SMSU just in the wrong places at the wrong time, has the wrong crosshair placement. Their shots aren't hitting like they usually are in this game. While the Mankato Mavericks have just been doing work, they've just been able to read where they are. They're able to hit them with that perfect crosshair placement and just be anywhere that SMSU is with reads, good rotations. They've just been doing their job, and it's been really helping them. SMSU is going to have to look at this and say, well, we have to play better next time. 'Cause this is game 1 of 3, and if this is how game 1 is going to be like, we have to take a minute and think about what we got to do.
yeah, I think if you're SMSU here, it's really hard when you're getting dominated on this and like a game 1 to like not just tilt.
Oh, the Marshall. Now Colepan bringing out the Marshall this time, and but they do manage to take out Colepan, keeping him out for this time being one of the biggest threats coming from Mankato now.
SMSU does have man advantage, but they're not reading the rotation here actually. Jaeger will put his Viper Wall down towards B.
Oh, and the Beast Mod looked away for just a moment. That could have cost him his life.
That box there
Planted.
was bangable through with you were able to penetrate through it up until just a patch ago, and now you can't anymore.
Yeah.
So you know, Mankato's able to just get that free plant off. Well, Beast Mod can't really answer it back if they don't peek him. SMSU does have a man advantage still. They will throw up their Viper Wall.
Ooh, and Captain Milk able to get some kills off, and so is Malfi.
Look at that. SMSU tries to push into
Oh,
him.
wait.
Beast Mod finds
Oh.
one. SMSU does actually get the round. Beast Mod and Jackson coming up big.
And they are able to secure this one with the defuse. It's now 11-4. And now, perhaps the momentum has shifted ever so slightly in their favor.
Perhaps. I think it's too early to tell. We'll have to see how this round one goes. You know, SMSU, that was the third round of the half. You know, they saved the second round after they lost the first. So they had to win that round to have any chance to come back into this game, and they did. But now it's going to be on SMSU to keep, you know, they're down 7 rounds.
It is a big deficit.
So it's important to note that because this is tournament play, you have to win by 2.
Yeah.
So if they can manage to get within 2 of, if they can manage to get up to 11, then
Then they have to get to 13, and that's it.
yeah.
And that's a tall order at the time being, anyway. And it looks like right now with the situation on SMSU, they have bomb on A, and they're going to keep bomb over there in the event that they have to rotate. And I
Mankato
should
has
say
bomb on
Mankato,
A,
my
yeah.
bad. You know, SMSU, MNSU. You know, it's
The acronyms get complicated sometimes. There's so many schools that we're encountering all the
Yeah.
time on stream. So you know,
names get a
I
little mixed
understand
up.
it.
Yeah, names get a little mixed up, but it looks like right now Viper is holding down B as best as she can. Beast Mod is holding it pretty
Oh
well.
my gosh, SMSU has 3 members on the A side, and Alfie, Mankato, just able to just run in there and pick up one, and now he's just gonna back off. You know, Mankato's not gonna commit to that. They're just gonna get their pick, and as we're talking about that, Colepan managed to pick up one in mid, or on the B side. So now SMSU,
Ooh.
Jaeger peeks out with that timing on Jackson.
Unable to see that one coming, and Colepan
Look,
able
he
to
gets picked up by
boom, Wookie.
Colepan.
Spike planted.
And now a piece of bread in an incredibly unfortunate 1v5 situation. And look at Unleash, he's playing that off angle.
Wow.
He's
Yeah,
not in
no,
a corner.
there's no
he's
way.
not putting himself anywhere for a piece of bread to like think to pre-aim that. You know, if you're going around into tube, you don't expect a Sova to be sitting just right out there in the open. You know, Sova doesn't have any reposition ability. He's not Jet, he can't just dash away. He's not Reyna, he can't just get the kill onto you and then dismiss if his teammates are following him. But they know they know that piece of bread is last alive. And Sova can just, you know, Unleashed for Mankato can just sit there and just wait for somebody to push through too. They don't have to hold it in a long angle where Piece of Bread's going to be expecting them.
Yeah.
We can see it. We can see the crosshair placement. He didn't expect him to be there, and why would you?
You really wouldn't. It's a lot of tight angles that these guys have been very susceptible to in these last couple
Beastmod
games.
does get a 2K off the bat here.
Oh, but Malfi gets that
This
res.
is match point though, or game point, I should say. You know,
not
best
out
of
the
3
running
match.
yet.
Best of 3 match. But Spike will go down here for Mankato, and this, you know, is a 4v4 situation. SMSU, you know, possibly could pick up this round, but with the way that Mankato's playing, that does not seem likely, at least on Icebox.
Yeah, this is not the map they want to be on right now, and so for next round, just come back and think about what's coming up next. But Awoken, no.
Does find out one.
Okay. Oh, but unfortunately, Malfi does get the 3K.
Malfi in a 1v2 situation picks up. Oh, Wookie does pick him up, so SMSU will actually take this round.
And they will take it.
If you're SMSU here, I think you're just trying to get your mental down. I think you're trying to figure out how these guys play, you know. Win as many rounds as you can. Maybe, just maybe.
Right. You know.
You get enough adrenaline momentum going where you can just keep steamrolling, but probably not likely.
Yeah, and looking at this situation with 12-5, it's such a ways away. It only takes one round for Mankato to take this one for game 1.
And if we look at that score spread for Mankato, they only have one player that's not positive right now, and all of their players that are positive by quite a mile. Like,
and let's not disregard the Viper on Mankato. They still do the work that they have to do. They put down the lines, they put down the smokes. AD in this game does matter slightly, but it's also how they help their team out.
Having that utility, like Colpan picks a Piece of Bread as he's distracted trying to, you know, suss out what Captain Milk is doing for Mankato.
And you can see he was caught with the ult. He had nothing he could have done there. And now it's up to Awoken and Viper to maybe hopefully take something here as the Beast mod comes in with Awoken to hopefully possibly secure this.
Does have that Viper wall down. Or not the Viper wall, the Sage wall. Beast mod does pick up Captain Milk though, and now 2v1 situation.
One defuse, one
Beast
hold.
mod's really low.
Oh no! The timing.
A little bit of a misplay there by SMSU. If you noticed, Beast mod was really low there. He was one shot from a Vandal or Phantom.
Yeah, and it was definitely one of those situations that just was so it was just unfortunate for them. And we saw it here. That misplay, the timing was just off. I know what they were probably trying to do, trying to go for that plant and then hopefully getting something out of it. But in the end, it just came down to just the misplay.
Yeah, I think that last play for SMSU works if they have enough time for not the Beast mod, not the Viper, but the other player for SMSU to wrap around and peek from the other angle.
Yeah.
Because they peek from the same angle, and you know when the Beast mod's so low like that, like all it takes is one bullet from him, and then the other SMSU player is in that line, so they don't even have to reposition their crosshair at all.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's one of those where you have to take it on the chin and come back for game 2, which should be coming up soon in a moment. But we will be right back with game 2. Don't miss it.
Thank you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me, I still got my mask on. Welcome back to SMSU Game 2 now between Mankato and SMSU. Mankato came up with Game 1 in a 13-4. Now we're on bind, so it's looking pretty interesting. At the moment, anyway. And as we take a look here, looks like Krav McGraw is finally with me. You know, gotta take a little intermission of our own. You know.
Apologize for that. Apologize, but interesting. We get to see SMSU on bind. I don't think we've seen them play on bind yet this season, anyways. We've seen them on Haven, Icebox, and Ascent, but not on bind. You know, bind, personally, one of my favorite maps.
It can be a little decisive for me. I mean, as a Sentinel myself, I love bind on defense anyway, because then you can just put so many places on B as a Cypher. It's just big brain plays all over the place. But yeah, this is going to be one of those maps that come down to just that close quarter combat.
Select
You
your
see, you know,
agent.
B main, hookah, A main, bath. Those are going to be your biggest battles. You know, you take that, you can essentially get on site, but it all comes down to just winning these gunfights, as we saw before. And as we're looking at the team comp, it's
SMSU going for a double controller comp. Something we have not seen from them yet, or I think any teams for that matter.
Yeah, we haven't seen this from, you know, from SMSU. We saw Jackson now picking up Viper rather than Sage. We see Sky in now, so, and then Astra as well. So I'm expecting a lot of smokes, a lot of flashes, a lot of just being able to manipulate where we go if they're on defense, and also helping us push on offense. It looks like SMSU will be on that attacking side, so I'm expecting not a lot of utility, but just a lot of means to try and control where the defense is and make them misdirect possibly. You know, you have a lot of these plays with Astra and Sova and Sky, or where you can, and even Viper, where you can send utility one site and then just go to the other site, you know?
Yeah, you know, maybe SMSU. And we haven't seen them on bind, so I don't know if this is a common strat they run on bind. You know, a team comp wise thing, or if this is something they're doing reactively to how Mankato was playing really dominant. If they're trying to go for more of a utility focused game instead of running two duelists, you know, opting to have Piece of Bread on Astra instead of like Reyna or something else, but. We see Piece of Bread has a nice breadth of characters he plays.
Oh, but do you see this Malfi with a cheeky shorty play to the dome of Awoken, and Unleash does get Jackson as well, so they do get sight, but they're so left open that they're just unable to make moves here.
Piece of Bread does pick up on him.
Last player standing.
Oh, the reload, jeez.
Gonna try and get a second one, but picks up that Ghost, and up against a classic in that close range encounter. Not exactly what you want.
Yeah, and it was also unfortunate that once Piece of Bread actually started to shoot the Ghost, he had to reload, which would cause me great stress and panic.
Colpan here. We didn't mention it right away, but going for that Sheriff. First pistol round once again.
Yeah.
You know, gonna be trying to take that and turn it into an op once again. Super deadly.
Yeah,
last
Colpan,
round, or last
definitely.
game anyways.
Colpan's one of the Colpan, Unleashed, they are two of the deadliest people on Mankato, and they're going to be two of the people that you want to look out for this game. You can see Killjoy is putting down the utility in the various obvious spots, hookah window, and all these other spots, just in case they start coming toward knocking on the door of B.
Now as the round starts up, SMSU gonna throw down that Viper Wall early on to cut off U-Haul. An interesting Viper Wall to say the least.
They're going to be biding their time. They did get that pick off. SMSU is going to be a little more hesitant to maybe try and go up main. Possibly going to try and go around here.
And now SMSU rotating some of their players off. They have lost Awoken, so it is a 4v1 situation. Jackson gonna try and play cheekily with his wall.
Going to back off though before they can get him. He is hit pretty bad though. And they're starting to set up that stuff on B for SMSU.
He is at least keeping these three members of Mankato on A right now.
I
But
think
now
the turret-
SMSU going to be encountering all that Killjoy utility.
Yeah,
The
turret's
alarm
going
bar's
off.
triggered. The turret will catch them out. Captain Milk picks up Beast Mod in Hookah.
Yeah, and that garden spike
enemy
drop is
remaining.
not good because someone can just watch spike, and that's what they're going to do. Wookie though
30
able
seconds
to
left.
He does get hit slightly, but he does live.
He's gonna run into Malfi right away coming out of the teleporter. He's gonna try and find something with
Oh,
that.
you're cheeky.
Classic only has one bullet, has to reload, and Malfi peeks out there and picks him up with that Marshall. And now Mankato starting out 2-0, really, really dominant right out the bat. That adrenaline still coursing from the previous game.
Yeah, and it really just came down there. You saw Wookie was holding down that Astra in Bath, but then he heard that TP, looked back for just a moment, and they timed it so perfectly that as soon as his back was turned, Astra pushed out of Bath, causing him to give up that round. And now, looking at this situation, you see the utility. You can even see Killjoy and Sky really pushed up, just slightly up into B Hookah, and that they hard push.
You've got that Killjoy on B for Mankato, and their Astra on A has plenty of utility to just ward off SMSU. And your SMSU really dangerous. Awoken manages to get into Hookah and does find one, but Jaeger will trade out, gets traded back out by Awoken.
Yeah, that could have been very dire for Woken if the Astra
And
caught
now
her.
SMSU has the man advantage. Two members of Mankato are rotating over. Colpan will be staying on A, wary of the SMSU rotate. But Mankato doesn't have their Killjoy. All of that utility. Oh, Wookie doesn't get spotted out by the enemy Aldrone. Will push out now.
He does go for Spike. Now it's a 4v3 situation. We have some waiting in CT, a couple maybe waiting outside.
The two members of Mankato funneled down. Unleash does pick up one.
But I don't think they know about the
Colpan,
Jet going for the flank.
Colpan pushing out. Does jump out onto site.
Oh, but they
Gets
managed to
picked up by
scout him.
Jackson. Piece of bread gets a 2K there, and SMSU wins the third round there.
My heart dropped slightly once I saw that Jet starting to creep in through Hookah. I thought they weren't going to be able to see him coming, but they were able to spot him. They scouted him, and then they picked up the other two for that clean round. Now up to it's up to them to decide what they want to do next. They've had a little bit more success on B, in my opinion, with the A pushes being pretty weak, but that's not on them. It's just because the gunplay from MNSU.
Jaeger
has just
actually
been
going to be
keeping
put.
them down.
Jaeger going to put some of his utility up into
Looks
Hookah
like-
there.
Yeah, no, Colpan already got the op out. He's ready to go hunting. he's going out to hunt here. Very aggressively.
Oh,
Wow.
Alarm bot gets triggered in Hookah. Don't know how much info that actually gives. Mankato though, you know, they do just know that there's SMSU players in Hookah.
But
Honestly,
Astra, was not able to catch Colpan, who's just been waiting there the whole time.
now
And
Colpan, very powerful position over here in guard, and no SMSU players over there to challenge him. But SMSU gonna rotate three other players off. Gonna leave Awoken in Hookah to try and get a pick here, one or two. But Mankato gonna play smart, not even gonna push him, gonna full rotate out here. Awoken now, rotating in through mid. Unleash gets picked up by Wookie there. Captain Milk answers back though. Now 3v3 situation. Bomb is gonna be going down for SMSU.
yeah, and this can still be anyone's round right now. You can see the Sky going for heal. Oh, she was almost kept outside, almost caught there, but is unable to get the shot off. And Colpan with
SMSU's Viper up in U-Haul, you know, in a really aggressive position. Not exactly in the best position to throw mollies on the bomb if they hear a plant though. Is going to be getting pushed, but picks up
the
a
3K.
second. Manages to pick out that op, and now Captain Milk, last alive. Still think there's an SMSU player in U-Haul, but Jackson peeks back out and gets the 4K with that op, and SMSU 2-2 game.
You know that was cathartic for Jackson. All this time, he's just been getting opped by everyone at Unleash and also Colpan, and now he has op in hand. It felt so much power. For
And
him.
now SMSU,
Oh
not
my
only do they
goodness.
get that op, but they force.
Yeah, definitely a momentum.
They force
shift here.
a save now onto Mankato.
Yeah, and this is going to help them greatly. They now have op. Probably the best plan is probably not have op push first. That's attack op.
I was gonna say, if you're SMSU here, you don't want to give that op back over to Colpan or Unleashed. I mean, you want to keep that out of their hands as much as possible.
Yeah, and it looks like Jackson will be clutching it in his grip. He's not letting go of this. He's gonna probably stay back a little bit.
We can see Malfi trying to go for that cheeky shorty play again there. You know, up in cubby.
Toxin screen down.
Jackson just gonna be looking with that op, looking mid. Malfi though is playing bathroom, has that shorty, and is just playing a disgusting off angle here, which you do not expect if you're SMSU. You can see Beastmod isn't actually going to check into him, and Malfi now going to push out a little bit. Bullpen picks up Jackson, but gets traded out by Awoken.
Oh no, he's caught.
Malfi shoots the 2 shots. He's going to
One
peek
shot.
back out. Going to try and pick up Beastmod. Beastmod does flash him, but Malfi keeps pushing him. Keeps pushing him.
the Seekers.
Manages to pick him up, and that's going to be a free upgrade for Malfi.
Is he able to block all of the Seekers from Sky? Because he sent them all out through that doorway, and Sky walked right through.
Beastmod actually got trapped in the he got trapped in the Sky animation of putting out this Seekers as Malfi pushed him. But now 2v1 situation for SMSU. Bomb is down. Captain Milk just has a sheriff, is going to be looking. Owl Drone is going to get taken out. Awoken though peeks off that Owl Drone. Awoken getting a 4K that round herself.
That was clean.
Trading out for Jackson, you know. Jackson gets a 4K. Awoken gets a 4K.
Yeah, I'll let you share the wealth. I'll keep, you know, all that matters to them right now is just keeping that momentum going. Of course, they still have the op in their clutches. Wookie now has op.
Just look at that. Look at that economic disparity between these two teams.
Yeah.
You know,
the beast mod is
just under about 3K as a team for Mankato.
Yeah.
More than that, just on Awoken herself.
Yeah. It is looking like the tables have turned in the situation. Took a little bit to catch their stride, but now up 1 game here, and it looks like the layouts are more or less the same. Definitely going to wait until some action starts really popping.
A lot
off.
of Astra Stars from Mankato out on that map, trying to, you know, you look at the mini map and you're just like,
wow.
yeah, where's the? I mean, they've got all the entrances covered: Astra Star and Hookah Garden, Mid A, bathrooms.
Yeah, just making sure all the possible entry routes have been completely covered.
SMSU playing very, very patient. Wookie will have the Owl Drone out here, gonna try and get some info. Doesn't actually spot anyone out there. Now gonna have the op, gonna be looking.
Looks like it's going to
Sky
be
flashes
that
are gonna be
push.
coming out. But Wookie isn't keeping the op on that angle. Goes for the Alt Orb instead. And Jaeger manages to pick up a member of SMSU.
And now it's a 2-3. The ult's going to be coming out. The ult again now.
Bullpen gonna be jumping out onto site. Throws his knives out right away. Does get hit by Wookie. Picked up by Piece of Bread. Malfi picks up Piece of Bread though. And now
Oh, but he's
Unleashed.
unable to do anything. And they
picks
have
up
the op.
Wookie. And a big stop coming out there from Mankato. 3-3 now in this game.
Yeah, Malfi also has op, so you know the World Divide is going to be coming up as soon as the first sign of trouble arises. Looks like SMSU is starting to make moves toward that A
But
side.
SMSU has 4 alts on their side.
That's very
you know.
true. That's very true.
They've got that Viper's Pit. They've got that World Divided. They've got the Hunter's Fury.
Oh my goodness. Imagine double World Divided. Just straight down the map and the giant X. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
SMSU see what they can do this round. They have 4 alts. See if they're going to invest that into the rounds. They are on a full buy. Have full utility. Skydog early going out onto A side, trying to get some info.
And it looks
Hunter's Fury will be coming out from Wookie.
I believe he did hit that Sova, so
Does
he is
find
on death's
Sova,
door.
so they get a little bit of info from that. But they are smoked off. Gonna try and throw some more Sky utility.
Spike
Throwing some
down.
Viper utility down there too. Do have the Viper wall committed to A. Bullpen's smoked off, but no longer. Still has that op. Looking for something.
Yeah, they decided it's probably best to stay away, but you can see Sky pushing up.
Has Spike not with her team right now.
Ooh, oh, I see what they're trying to do. They're going to try and delay and make them believe they're going to rotate. Or maybe they are going to rotate.
Beast mod. SMSU. What's the call they're making?
Seems like everyone has left.
We see the Seekers actually come out from Sky for Mankato. And we can see they're pushing onto A, so Mankato does get some info. Does know that SMSU is more postured over by A than they are by B.
Yeah, that was a pretty good Seekers by Mankato. Sky able to kind of catch them, see where they are at least, and try and hypothesize and triangulate really.
SMSU just
where
with
they're
15 seconds left. I actually don't think they're going to commit to any site. I think they're just going to save here. They
Might be
don't
the
want
best
to push
case.
their luck. They don't want to waste their utility or economy. SMSU invested a lot of utility and that Hunter's Fury onto A,
And it just didn't
and
work
all that
out.
came out from it was their Viper and their Astra are dead. They had no smokes in the. That could also be why they were just saving there, because they had no smokes to push a site.
They had no way to really enter the site anymore. They used all of it on that A push, and no one on Mankato side really died. However, when Wookie did use his Hunter's Mark, it did mark somebody, it just didn't kill anybody. And after that, the push's momentum completely stopped, and I think it might have been the smart play to just save there, keep guns, and then go back into the next round and hopefully come out with something. But it's
Now
still a very close game.
Jaeger for Mankato, 1 point off of his ult. No Hunter's Fury on SMSU side to counter it out if it does come out. On SMSU, they did use the world divide. Oh no, sorry. Looking at Mankato, not at SMSU's
Teams are so
ult there.
similar. The teams are so similar. And
Sentry will peek out Awoken. Awoken will take it out. Jaeger is on that Bulldog. SMSU trying to find something. Colpan is looking with that op into Hookah though. Takes the shot but misses Beast Mod and does get smoked up. Does push out though. Picks up Awoken. A lot of smokes down onto B site now. A lot of utility from SMSU. They're really trying to force it, but they haven't found a single member of Mankato yet.
Oh, and Colpan now with a 3K op and 2 kills with the Sheriff, putting him at 3 kills. And again, it's just SMSU goes into this with just trying to do their best, you know. And they come out full util on a site, but the second they do, something just happens. Colpan, you saw immediately taking the head off of Awoken, followed by just a complete lockdown of the site, and with no util left. Really just came down to, all right, now we just have to win our gunfight.
Oh, and look at those pings from Mankato. We see the Viper wall invested over by A again, trying to get off U-Haul, and Mankato putting a whole bunch of pings over towards bathroom side. Colpan will get spotted out by that dog, but he's holding it with the op.
It's like they knew they were there.
Oh my gosh, Colpan.
But he's able to get him.
He faked dash there into the wall to try and bait SMSU out. Make them think that they could push that space, but SMSU, the bomb is down in bathrooms.
Oh, and Unleash is able to get the kill on Jackson, but Awoken's able to take that trade with the Sheriff, but still.
Wookie has to try and push out into bathrooms. Awoken stranded on site, pinched around by 3 members of Mankato. Wookie just has the pistol, tries to go and pick up that Spectre, but not managing to get it in time, and now SMSU loses another round. Kind of similar to what we were seeing in the previous game, you know, trade early on into those first couple rounds, going back and forth, and now Mankato pushing ahead with a 3-round lead.
And you can see too the way that Mankato planned out this defense. They knew they were going A. They pinged bathroom and they were there. They just have SMSU locked right now, and you can see that the world divided and the Viper's Pit is still there. It's just they have to get on point for it to be effective, and Mankato has just been unable to really allow that.
Oh, and Malfi gets a 2K right off the bat. Oh no, not good for SMSU. Already 2 men down.
And it's definitely
They
going to
still have their Astra. SMSU is going to be playing that alt orb, but Mankato gets a lot of info with the dog from Sky.
Does have the Seekers available to
You can see Beast Mod just trying to get rid of some of that utility, but all of that, the Nano Swarms, the Alarm Bots, the Astro Stars, they're all still on B.
It's such a strong map for Sentinel, especially one like Killjoy where they don't even have to be on point for them to be alone.
Does invest the Sky ult now just to try and find something, but
No,
SMSU not checking their corners, and Captain Milk just gets a free kill there, sowing some more discord into into SMSU's push there onto B, and Mankato holding those crossfires really tightly.
They were unable to see that, I believe it was the Sky lurking in that corner. It could have been Viper too. They both wear green. I'm not going with Cap, but like just seeing that, it was so unfortunate. And they were pushing. It looked like maybe, just maybe, they can get something going here in this push, and it all gets derailed by someone camping in that corner. And it's going to be so deterring to try and come back to this. And you can see that they're just, are they W keying out of main now? Trying to possibly bait a push, and they are going in through
SMSU trying to push onto B again here, having to contend with all of that utility from Killjoy on the Mankato side. And Jaeger, look at him, he still has his ult. He's just playing back in that corner. If SMSU doesn't manage to pick him up early here. Gonna spell danger.
You
Colpan
saw?
over on that A side has pushed out of bathrooms now.
And while Colpan's over there, they have a chance to maybe push, because that's one. But they do have most of Mankato
Oh,
there.
but
But
Colpan
he
gets
scouts
pushed
the
by Wookie.
TP.
Wookie just has a
Missed.
Spectre here. Doesn't have enough
No!
bullets in the clip and gets picked up by Colpan with a headshot from the Sheriff.
It's up to the piece of bread. to
SMSU
possibly
trying to
make
hunt out
something
Colpan
of it.
there, but they lose another just to pick him up.
Oh, and that
And
is
Malfi picking up
absolutely
Jackson, and
heartbreaking.
now SMSU awoken Jackson, or awoken piece of bread. 2v4 are pushed onto B site, but they don't see Unleashed. They don't check the corner.
No!
Piece of bread does manage to pick him up, but now he's in a 1v3 situation. Is going to try and get down the plant, but gets flashed out by Sky and picked up by Captain
Even
Milk.
with the dink, the piece of bread, unable. That Spectre does do damage with the dink, but it does not beat a Phantom, and it's going to be an 8-3 now.
And now look
situation.
at those alt situation for Mankato. 4 alts up. They have the world divided. They have the knives from Sky,
I
the
mean,
jellies from Sky, and Jaeger's still sitting on that. Still sitting on that lockdown.
And you can even see Unleash is 1 away from getting his ult. It's going to be a full team ult soon if Sova can get a kill or anything really. And
3 ops. 3 ops right now for a Mankato.
they're all, I believe they're all situated on A side.
That is incredibly disrespectful from Mankato.
Actually, the Sky also has one. Yeah, no, this is being bad for SMS right now. And you can see on the map too that they're not sure, like, do we split hookah and main? Do we all go up main?
They do invest the Viper Wall. Kind of a weird Viper Wall, though, to be completely honest.
Perhaps it is to cover elbow. Perhaps, oh yeah, and they do spot that the
But they're
Sky
not
is there.
they're not letting the Owl Drone go in first. SMSU looking really discombobulated right now. The Sky Flashes from Mankato come out. They do figure out that Captain Milk is hookah.
Oh, but
Or not
Colpan's
hookah, but
here.
elbow.
And now we see it here. Now a 4-2 situation.
Jaeger still sitting on his ult.
And Captain Milk gets
Doesn't
that
need it.
3K on SMSU to end this round. It is now 9-3 going into the next half. And now perhaps the worst part of this game has ended. You know, one of the things about Sentinels, especially like Killjoy and in my opinion also Cypher, once the defense round ends, they're not as exemplary. You know, you have the traps when you're on point, but what if you can't get on point when you plant? You know, then you just have your grenades. Those nano swarms are really good, but it's up to SMSU to stop them from getting on point with the amount of utility they have. The darts, the nanos, Astra smokes and stuns, Skies, Wolf, the Seekers, everything. It seems like such a big hill to climb. If SMSU can get together and think smart, you can definitely make something happen.
Yeah, SMSU here now, what they really need to utilize their Astra and their Sky or their Astra, Sky, Sova, and oh, Viper. There's the words. There's the words.
The
Utility.
words escape.
Beast
Yeah.
Mod does find an early one, so SMSU does get the man advantage early, but Malfi trades back with a simple right click, and now Mankato fully on B site. SMSU pushed pretty far back, awoken on site, does pick up Malfi. Now Jackson pushing out, gets a double kill.
This could be their round.
And
if
now
they play
Unleashed.
this. And
Jackson
he
with
does
the
get three.
massive 3K with the ghost there.
What a way to start the half. Great
And
way
now
to start the
SMSU,
half.
oh, awoken. Just going to get that half so that they can throw that alt point onto someone else on their team. Playing smart that way. And now SMSU, you have absolutely got to take that win into this bonus.
Yeah.
Or take this win into the force round, not lose the force round,
Yep.
take it into a bonus, and not lose the bonus. And something we actually forgot to call out in that last round is Colpan actually had picked up the Sheriff in that pistol round,
He did.
but he
did.
loses that investment.
But now he's going to go for it again, it looks like. Looks like the 2 members of Mankato now has sheriffs. And, you know, it was kind of good that they gave Jackson the old, some old stuff with that bomb and everything. Because he's going to be so important once they get on site. If he can get his ult, that changes the game completely.
Look at this full mid push here from, but Wookie is going to throw out the Owl Drone. It does get picked up. Going to throw some bullets down into Hookah through the smoke.
That did hit Sky a couple times as well, so there is still an opportunity.
Going to throw out some shock darts into Hookah. But now Mankato Fully rotating off, but they're not disengaging from B fully. They're just going garden, and now Beast Mod.
It's up to the Beast Mod here to just hold this part. And he does go for the flash. He does blind 2 of them. This could be
Does
a big
manage
play.
to find one.
Oh, but
Gets
he's
picked up by
unable.
Captain Milk, though. Can't control his spray. Not really what you want to see from Beast Mod there.
He had it too, and it's just that reload. He ran out of bullets before he can make another play.
And now Spike going to be going down for Mankato. Woken does pick up one. Mankato will get that Spike money. But now it's a 3v1.
Wow. But they able to take the trade though, and they will take this Spike.
I think if you're SMSU there, they misplayed that just a little bit. They didn't need Awoken didn't need to force into that fight with them. She could have just baited, backed off, and let her other 2 teammates pinch in, and they get to retain 1 more player. So a little bit of a misplay, but they do win the round.
And at the end of the day, that's really all that matters at this point. Now, a 4-round game. To tie at least, SMSU needs to get these next 4 rounds if they want to stay in this one. And they've been doing really well at the moment to try and keep them from attacking. And now, of course, again, the ults are getting up there, especially for Jackson, who's getting closer and closer to using it. It's going to be such a good way to keep that space off, keep a good zone away for Mankato to kind of stay back and maybe not even push the site completely. That's going to be really good for SMSU if they can get it.
Well, by coming out for Mankato, SMSU will be bonus rounding here. And if you're SMSU, you got to win this bonus round. You
have to.
It's going to be really crucial to, you know, keep that momentum and not lose the economy battle. Mankato just playing really slow, playing default, you know, keeping that bomb over kind of in that midish area, you know. Split doesn't necessarily have a, or I call it split. It's not split, it's bind. I always get those 2 confused for some reason.
You know, all good, man. I totally understand. And we're looking at this setup right now with MNSU. You have 2 in Bath, a couple in the back waiting, and possibly mid. But it's to be
SMSU,
way
you know,
delayed.
kind of giving them a lot of space to just do what they want on A here. You know, not taking that space aggressively. Now Malfi's gonna push out. Doesn't see Jackson there. Was blinded. And now Jackson is possibly gonna run into 3 members of Mankato there, pushing.
Ooh, the shot
A
dart,
main.
the whole pan, taking him out. And I think they're just gonna play retake. I think they're gonna let this happen and then go for
Ooh, Jackson does pick up Malfi and Unleashed. Captain Milk answers back, picks him up. Wookie will get spotted out by that dog.
They know he's in
So
U-Haul.
Captain Milk knows he's there.
And they
but
will take it.
Wookie does have the Spectre there, and SMSU wins a really, really massive bonus round. You know, they get an upgrade into 3 rifles there.
That's
you know,
really
go from
good.
Spectres into 3 rifles. Wookie picks up that Sheriff. Maybe see if he throws that off to one of his teammates, see if they're feeling so confident enough to try and, like, roll that into more economy.
And
I think if they're smart, they don't do that, but...
Yeah. Oh, and it looks like Awoken's actually going to get op here, and everyone else is going for rifles, and you saw there that, you know, the Viper has the already, Sky also has her already, so you know they're going to probably go for a little more coordinated attack. I believe that was a pretty smart play by SMSU to let them plant, and then go for the kills, and then defuse it. That's going to be way more econ. It's a smart move economically. Now 9-6, and they've been playing it really smart this game. Trying to just let them use their utility or let them push and
just
attack.
I believe Mankato's actually on a save round this time.
Yeah, Mankato's definitely going for just saving, but they are still taking this not lightly.
Yeah, you're kind of looking towards U-Haul. Don't know if he's going to expect Awoken over here on this off angle here. Well, she's fully in the open, but
but
Awoken misses the shot.
That would have been big if she was able to get that, but she was
Jaeger,
unable
though,
to.
just going to back off. Has a Sheriff. Wants none of that op smoke. And now, rest of Mankato pushing over towards B. Some Sky utility comes out from Captain Milk.
And Mankato also knows that the op is on. Oh, on A side. The Beast Mod unable to get the double kill, though.
Now, Mankato
Spike down B.
is 1 man down. Piece of bread, though, gets a 2K there.
Still now
Wookie
2-2.
looking for Malfi. Malfi, though, runs around the corner, finds a 3K. And now Woken, 1v2 situation, picks up
30
Jaeger.
seconds left.
Has to pick up Malfi here. Smoke dissipates. Malfi, though, is planting. Woken, not pushing, though.
Oh, she's pushing.
Not scoped in.
No.
And Malfi manages to swing out and pick up a Woken. quite a bit of a misplay there from Awoken, if I'm gonna be honest.
I'm not sure if maybe pushing with Op in that 1v1 situation would have been the best play, but I feel like Awoken was pretty confident in her ability, in her reaction time to be able to get that off, but and it looked like it was actually kind of on target. It was just a matter of not being able to
You just
pull
need
the
to be
trigger.
scoped in that situation. It's, you know, the Op is not, it's not a Call of Duty gun. You're not quick scoping in onto somebody, you know, instantaneously.
Yeah, that would
you
have been
gotta
real nice,
anticipate.
though. Yeah.
And now Awoken forced to actually force up with her team here, has a stinger. SMSU cannot lose these rounds. Do have the Sky Ult to work with.
Oh, but Colpan does take out Wookiee, and this looks like a push up main for sure.
Beast Mod here is gonna get sucked out. Still holding on to his ult though.
But he's unable to catch Colpan, and he does get a double kill on that.
Jackson picks up a 2K. Piece of bread getting picked up by Colpan, or Unleashed there. Colpan, or no, yeah, Colpan peeking up.
Colpan,
Words are hard, man.
Colpan picks up the kills there with the great plays on their end, and Colpan again with that knife to the dome.
And that's gonna be a
for the
4K for him.
And now 11-6, the lead continues to grow. And at this point, SMSU is trying their hardest, but it really comes down to gunfights. You see it almost every round. It's always the crosshair placement slightly
Mankato
off.
actually realizing none of them have the bomb there, so they gotta send Malfi back there to pick up the bomb, so you know they can work with that.
Gotta grab it, and it does seem a little unfortunate on the side of SMS that they don't win those gunfights. Crosshair placement's off, or they have to reload at the wrong moment, or they're just not hitting their shots. And
Beastmon does take out the recon dart there. But he's getting pushed by four members of Mankato scaling up. Doesn't manage to find any of them.
Colpan able to catch him
now
with a headshot.
SMSU will throw out, or no, the Sky Ult's coming out from Mankato. They do manage to find that there's a couple SMSU players over by Hookah.
Will go for, not actually going for the plan, tapping it.
And now Jackson Awoken. 2v5. They have to come up big in this round. They have to win this
And you see
to
Jackson,
give SMSU a chance to come back.
Oh,
But Awoken
Malfi
gets picked up by Malfi, and Beyond Split. Such a hard sight to take back at Malfi.
already saying the
Just
GGs
runs
in the chat.
around.
And this is gonna probably be SMSU's loss here today. Just looking at the overall gunplay on the side of Mankato, they've just come out to play today, and it's all thanks to, and I'm not gonna lie here, Colpan has done really good, but so has Alfie. He's just been doing
Captain
really
Milk.
well.
So has Unleashed. They have
just been doing really well
and
today.
that's not to say anything bad about Jaeger either. I mean, he's been doing what he needs to do in these rounds to help them win, you know.
And it really just comes down to the gunfights. They have had perfect gunplay, perfect crosshair. They've just been able to win every gunfight they've been up against. And SMSU just has not. They've just been off their game today. And it looks like they're going to go for the split up B site with bomb not even being touched on A main. Just waiting for them to get baited possibly with this rotation as they do take the TP.
The attacker killjoy ult does come out. Oh, Jaeger investing that over there, but they had the bomb over here in A main. Gonna have 3 members pushing up through bathrooms. SMSU has the Sky ult come out. Jellies are gonna try and find them some information. But the World Divided is going to be there to split up the site. And Wilkin tries to push through and gets picked up by, 4 members of Mankato just looking at him. And now, Piece of Bread, alone in U-Haul, trying to buy some time. Has to come up really, really big. Just throwing out all of those Astra Stars, or actually recalling them, rather. Jaeger going to be looking. Piece of Bread does pick up Jaeger.
2v3 situation. Does manage to take him out 2-2 now. But, oh wait, there's
Wookiee
still a chance.
comes up with another kill onto Colpan. Now Captain Milk, last alive. Gonna be looking for SMSU players.
Oh, but he's caught in the Astra.
Oh, but Piece of Bread. Oh no. Now Wookiee tries to swing around.
And he's just
But Captain Milk gonna pick him up. And that is gonna be game 2 and match win for Mankato up against SMSU. SMSU putting up quite a bit of fight in that last game, trading rounds back and forth early on, but not managing to maintain that momentum. You know, maybe coming. I think coming into that game fairly tilted from the previous.
Yeah, it was definitely a hard-fought battle here for SMSU as they were trying their best to hold on, and you even saw how close it got between them. But at the same time, it was just so much from Mankato. They were just overwhelmed by gunplay, by utility, and they were just able to take them out and give SMSU a loss, and it's truly unfortunate. And so, coming off of that, I mean, that's really all we can say on the matter. You know, it's one of those games where they could have done more, but it was just down to that gunplay. You saw the fights, you saw it there. It was just not happening in the way that they wanted it to be.
Yeah, you know, I really think we got to give props to Mankato. They did a really, really good job of not only crosshair placement, not only like reading what SMSU was doing, but playing off of each other as teammates. We rarely ever saw like a 1v1 situation there where Mankato peeked out and like didn't get traded out
Yeah.
by another member of their team members. So I think that game sense and that ability to just read what SMSU was doing was really throwing SMSU off. You know.
Yeah, I think that was just a matter of winning those gunfights that came down to it. You saw there Vulcan missing the ops, you saw Beast Mod missing with the Spectre kills. It came down to just being able to win those. They just won those way close.
Yeah, you know, Mankato finding a lot of value where they needed to, and just getting those kills when they needed to. So
Yeah, but
I think that's a lot of really good props to the team. They played really, really well, and SMSU, you know, just not playing as well as they played last week. Getting a little discombobulated and tilted. We tend to see that sometimes. You know, if they lose those early rounds, you know,
Yeah.
they fought back really well, traded early on, but once Mankato got a gold lead, or not a gold lead, but you know, technically a gold lead.
Yeah.
Used to casting League of Legends over here a little bit.
Fair
but,
enough.
You know, once they got an economic lead, they were able to keep rolling with that, and SMSU couldn't take it off of them. So
It is unfortunate, but it's just one of those games where you have to come back and take it for the next one. Go into the next game ready to go. And that's going to do it for us here at SMSU Esports. This has been Afro here with Kramagara. And do not miss our next game, which I believe will be Rocket League at 6 on Monday.
we will be looking for our second win. Going to be trying really, really hard. So please join us then for that, and we will see you later. Thank you.